Sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We have widespread cloud cover in place across mid-Michigan this afternoon, with satellite and radar also showing a couple of isolated sprinkles developing across the area. Now, we still have some lingering fog in place, but visibility will begin to improve as we move throughout the rest of the afternoon. Temperature-wise, we have current readings in the upper 30s to low 40s. They're at 43 degrees already over in Coldwater, 38 our current temperature here in Lansing. Now again, dry conditions in the forecast throughout the rest of the day today. The main concern is on a system bringing the potential for a wintry mix of precipitation in just a few days. We'll have the latest details on that in just a bit. 6 News at Noon starts right now.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at Noon.
The new tariffs President Donald Trump plans to impose on America's 3 largest trading partners, Mexico, Canada, and China, are set to take effect at midnight. However, new this afternoon, the tariff on our southern neighbor now is on hold after a promise from Mexico's president. It's our top story at noon. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Megan Vaselli. Canada's Justin Trudeau already promising retaliation, but says he will talk with President Trump later today. Meanwhile, as Natalie Brand reports, the tariffs aren't the only major thing the administration is working on right now.
From automakers to home builders, farmers and restaurants, businesses may be breathing a sigh of relief over news President Trump's tariffs on Mexican goods have been put on pause.
I'm a little worried just because prices are going to go up.
Leonardo Gomez says the family-owned grocery store he manages in Milwaukee relies on products from Mexico.
Our tomatoes, our avocados, our limes. And I'm just talking about produce.
The Trump administration's executive order had threatened 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico as part of an effort to curb illegal drugs and immigration.
We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that, but long-term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country.
But Mexico's president said Monday tariffs have been paused for a month as the country beefs up border security. Canada had vowed 25% retaliatory tariffs, but President Trump said he is planning to talk to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau again this afternoon.
We didn't ask for this, but we will not back down.
The Trump administration is still planning a 10% levy on goods from China.
The Trump administration is also taking aim at the U.S. Agency for International Development. Trump advisor Elon Musk says the agency is on the verge of being shuttered.
Staffers of USAID, which distributes billions of dollars of humanitarian aid and foreign assistance, were instructed to stay out of the agency's headquarters Monday, and hundreds reported being locked out of their computers.
American values of generosity, of democracy, of freedom are all under assault.
Democratic lawmakers say any changes to the agency, such as folding it into the State Department, must be approved by Congress. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Crews continue to remove wreckage from the Potomac River after last week's mid-air crash that killed 67 people. The Army Corps of Engineers says parts of the aircraft will be loaded onto flatbed trucks and taken to a hangar for further investigation. They say they've recovered the remains of 55 people killed in Wednesday's crash between a passenger plane and an Army helicopter. It now marks the deadliest U.S. air disaster since 2001. An investigation is underway today in Jackson after a deadly fire destroyed a home. It started around 2:30 this morning at a home on North Forbes. Fire crews arrived to find flames coming from the front porch and living room. When crews arrived, one person was outside and they were told another person was inside. They were pulled out of the fire and pronounced dead sometime later. Michigan State Police now is investigating. It's not clear yet how the fire started. Stay with 6 News as we work to bring you updates. 3 children died after being trapped in a house fire in West Bloomfield. It happened around 8 o'clock last night at a home on Pembury Lane. Several media sources report that first responders arrived in minutes. They forced entry through the front door and found the 3 kids trapped, a 16-year-old girl, 15-year-old boy, and 12-year-old boy, all of whom died at the hospital. It's still not clear how exactly the fire started. In Lansing, first responders rescued a woman who was pinned in her car. The rollover happened at the intersection of West Saginaw and Bon Air Road. When our 6 News crew arrived, the woman had been pulled from the car safely and was unharmed. We're told no one was with her at the time and no other cars were involved. Meanwhile, investigators haven't said yet what caused the rollover in the first place. New at noon, the Michigan State University Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory says it detected bird flu in a backyard flock from Alpena County. This is the first case in Alpena County since the virus was detected for the first time in Michigan back in 2022. The affected premises currently is under quarantine and the birds were depopulated to prevent the disease from spreading. Bird flu is a highly contagious virus that can be spread in various ways from flock to flock, including by wild birds, through contact with infected animals, by equipment, and even on the clothing and shoes of caretakers. Heads up for drivers, an $11 million project will shut down part of M43 for nearly a year starting today. The Michigan Department of Transportation says the closure is on the East Grand River Avenue Bridge over the Red Cedar River near Meridian Road. This project includes a full bridge replacement and water main work. MDOT says drivers should expect delays and follow the posted detour signs. The project is expected to wrap up in early December, and during that time, Red Cedar Roadside Park also will be closed. Here at TV6, we're getting ready to celebrate our 75th anniversary this year, and we want your help. So if you hung out with Alley Cat, cut a rug on Swing Lively, or know someone who met Martha Dixon, please let us know. And if you have any pictures or videos from back in the day, we set up a folder for you to upload your memories, and we'd love to use them on air. To share them, just head to WLNS.com/75. And if you're willing to talk about it on TV, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to get a hold of you. We'll be kicking off the celebrations around our birthday in May.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
It was a very foggy start to our Monday across mid-Michigan. Dense fog advisories have expired across the area, but notice visibility is still slightly a concern in some locations. We're already starting to see some pretty nice improvements to our southwest, visibility at 7 miles in Marshall and Coldwater, and we will continue to see these improvements widespread across mid-Michigan as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. Satellite and radar shows widespread snow showers falling to our north, and even though it shows a couple of sprinkles across our area this afternoon, there's a lot of dry air just above the surface. So most of this activity is evaporating before it even has the chance to reach the ground. This will remain the case throughout the rest of the afternoon. However, an isolated sprinkles could sneak through all of that dry air. Other than that, we just have widespread cloud cover in the forecast for our Monday. We break apart most of that cloud cover overnight tonight with mostly cloudy conditions in the forecast. An isolated flurry not completely out of the question as we start off our Tuesday, but for the most part, it looks like we will be treated to another dry and cloudy day across the area. The biggest concern that we have in the forecast is going to be on an area of low pressure moving in late Wednesday evening into the day on Thursday, bringing the potential for a wintry mix of precipitation to the area, which could include freezing rain and or sleet. Now, I will mention the exact track of this system is still up in the air, not completely locked down with our computer models, but it does look like no matter how this plays out, it will bring impacts to our area Wednesday night and then into the day on Thursday. Obviously, the biggest concern that we have is going to be on the potential for ice accumulations. Of course, our team will continue to monitor the situation as we go forward and keep you updated both on air and online. Current conditions outside this afternoon, we still have some widespread cloud cover in place over towards the Capitol. Temperatures currently in the upper 30s, feeling like we're at 34 degrees with just a slight breeze coming out of the north-northeast. Still some lingering fog in the background of our Grand Ledge camera. Temperatures at 38. No sustained winds as of right now. That has been the case throughout our Monday thus far. That's why this fog has been able to stick around for so long. Similar situation in Jackson. We're at 39, currently feeling like 35 with winds at 6 miles per hour coming out of the south-southeast. And our final stop in the city of Hillsdale. Temperatures already sitting in the low 40s. Again, no wind to speak of at this point in time. We will make it up to a high in the low to mid 40s across the area today. Really impressive, especially considering all of the cloud cover that we have in the atmosphere. We'll break apart that cloud cover overnight tonight. Temperatures come crashing down into the low 20s. and it is going to be very chilly tomorrow, especially in comparison to the temperatures that we have in the forecast for today. By tomorrow, again, mostly cloudy conditions in the forecast, but it comes along with a high of 28 degrees. Biggest concern, again, going to be with that system Wednesday night into the day on Thursday. Notice Thursday high temperatures 37 degrees, so there could be a very brief period where we transition that wintry mix over into rain showers, but regardless, it looks like that we are going to be seeing some impacts across the area.
All right, Kendall, thank you so much. Sounds good. Coming up, water beads, a popular craft item and even toy, can be dangerous. We're taking a look at a new warning when we get back.